Hello, 165 subscribers. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to compare what is the difference of using Voiceflow native knowledge base feature for your text or voice-based assistant and vectorshift. So vectorshift is very new software. As you can see, they recently raised like $3 million from, I think, like different um, venture capital firms as well as Y Combinator. Anyways, so there are multiple videos started to pop up on YouTube about vectorshift. They are primarily sponsored. I think I'm not one of them. I literally have like 50 subscribers. Okay, so they're not interested in paying me money. If someone from vectorshift sees this, you are welcome to pay me some cash. But in this case, this is just my opinion since we've been using vectorshift for probably a few months now, and I have an opinion what it is good for and where it's better to just stick with Voiceflow. Okay, so let me first to show you and explain how does the knowledge based system works in theory, just in simplified format. So we have user input. Obviously, this is, let's say, a question. Then this question goes to a knowledge base. Obviously, if it's a simple question or if it's a question that is related to like user want to get an generalized advice when we are, let's say, working with firms like that are companies that are selling supplements or that are providing a like one of the recent examples was a dental clinics. So when a customer asks very generalized question which can be answered with Google, so we are using for it like Gemini, and Gemini is able to provide really good response since it has a direct access to Google. But if it's a question related to service or company or product that we sell, the input, the utterance go to knowledge base, right? The knowledge base in our case can be built on either Voiceflow or vectorshift, and then when it is processed, we output the result. So inside the knowledge base you can have links, files, spreadsheets, and like different integrations, but obviously integrations are not directly connected to the knowledge base, at least in Voiceflow. It's done usually through API call blocks, and either through just direct API calls or through make. So for this specific use case, we are going to use this Voiceflow scenario. By the way, if you want to get this template, all of the templates for all of the files are in my resource hub. It's free. First link to the description. Sign up on my newsletter and I'll give it to you. So let me show you how it works. This is the scenario. This is just the loop. When a user asks a question, we're saving the utterance into the variable and providing the generalized responses. So now let's say that a user has a very specific question about our business, right? So this is, just answer. Let's say I have a question. We'll answer like, what is your question? We'll ask it, and then AI will ask the the thing, and then we will send the request to vectorshift through API. So let me show how the vectorshift scenario looks. It is not a tutorial on vectorshift. If you want one, let me know in the comments. But again, this video will be watched by 10 people, so I'll like I think on this week I'll do that anyways, since I think it's pretty powerful software. And by the way, so as you can see in my chat, the vector shift today is very slow. I think because a few big YouTubers published videos about the service, and there are a lot of guys started to use it. So that's why they, as you can see, where they're experiencing significant usage. So they doubled their service. Again, you need to pay attention that this is very, very new startup. It's not like Voiceflow. Voiceflow is probably like $100 million company. I think I looked it up not that while ago. So, and vector shift is like a few million, right? So they are pretty new, but it's not like I am against using them. You just need to keep in mind, you just need to keep this in mind in case you use these things for your clients for the production, in the production. Okay, so we have the pipelines, right? So this is the first testing pipeline. So let's see how it actually works. Yeah, so It is loading some reason. Okay, let's reload it. Okay, so we have the notes. The idea is like the idea behind how you structure the thing and the bot and the pipeline the same as you do on any other no code chatbot builders. But I think you just need to keep in mind that vectorshift is more like the database structure builder. Obviously you can build the full functional chatbot out of it, and you can publish and deploy it as a chatbot or as an automation. Actually, I have one video on my channel where I created an automation for email processing, but like for just the interface purposes, Voiceflow is on another level. But I do think that vectorshift, in terms of the databases and the structure and the accuracy of responses and handling complex knowledge based queries, is better than Voiceflow. Anyways, so we have the input node. This is just the input from a user. And then we have the block with the LLM block. So you can think about it as the joint block that has the input and that has the context. So here, as you can see, we're providing the system prompt that you're an AI assistant designed to help users. The question, last utterance. So this is the input. We connect it here and then respond to the user in short and without emojis. And then this is the context. And for the context, as you can see here, these are two different files, two different things. So first is the URL and second is the file. We'll test both and compare it with the voice flow. I'll show it later, but for right now, let's do the file. So you can actually, in the data loaders, you can connect the file node and upload the file here. Obviously, it's not the standalone knowledge base. You can actually have a separate knowledge base block, and you can create the knowledge base and upload all of your files here. But again, for the sake of this example, let's just use one file. And for this specific file, we'll have this huge PDF. I'm not even sure what this is. It's just the manual for some random product. Am I the only one who thinks that this thing looks like a frog? Anyways, so this is the file that we're going to use. Okay, so we we connect the input into this node, and we connect for the context, we connect the file. And then LLM process this thing using GPT 4.0 and output the reply. So if we test it here and say, what product do you sell? You will see that it is, pretty slow for it now. I think maybe they are like actively handling this thing right, because I was using it yesterday. It was much faster. But again, don't pay attention to the speed. So we sell big product, battery powered robotic. Okay, so this is kind of the thing anyway. So yeah, so this is the thing. Okay, so then we need to connect this pipeline to Voiceflow. How we do that is through the APIs. If we go here and we generate API call, curl, and this is the thing, and you have this API call, again, you have the template and you can I will send it to you. So you don't need to worry about it. I just like share so that you can get an idea how everything works, right? So this is the post request API. This is the API content type. So you have your API. So you go into settings and find your API. So don't use mine because it's not going to be relevant. And this is just the demo account. And we have the raw format. So in the inputs, as you can see, we are providing input one. So this is input now in input one. This is how the field called, and we are saying input one is equals to last utterance. So we are asking, okay, so what's your question, and save this user question into the last utterance variable, and then providing it here, right? The pipeline name, testing, and username Quimple. Okay, so I think you got the idea. And then we have the response. Let's say we test it, and we can say, what products do you sell? So we should get a response from calling the API of this pipeline. We sell variety of men's supplements. Again, men's supplements, because yeah, so this is the file. As you can see, this is like another example that we're going to use. So I connected it here, but I did not deploy the changes. So if we deploy the changes now and we resend it, Yes, in this case, we are for the context instead of file, we're using this URL, right? So that's why it was giving this response. So we sell, yeah. So as you can see, this is the product. Okay. And for like, this is the structure and how to connect Voiceflow to vectorshift. And if we see how it is structured inside Voiceflow, is pretty simple. Just, you go to knowledge base and you add data source, you add this PDF, it gets the chunks. There are 83 chunks from this document since it's literally huge. Okay. And it's gonna get and it's gonna respawn based on this information here. Okay, so let's actually test it out. So if this is the loop, just for the sake of the example, we can say hi. Hi, how are you doing? I have a question about your products. Now, again, keep in mind that this is a flow specifically that will call the vector shift. We can say, what products do you sell? Again, I didn't show you. So after this, it calls the API, then stringifies the value, and then like just use it. So I don't want to explain what it means, and then we are providing the output basically. So we sell the big MOV. This is the product, right? So it provides. So this is the actual reply. We're saying this is the user question, and our question was, "What products do you sell?" Respond, and here is the context because we receive a chunk. We receive the whole API output from the API call, right? And we are saving it in the we're saving it in a vector shift response variable. Then we stringify this variable, and then we use this variable as the context. And we also use the conversation history. This is the memory block that saves all the conversation history. If you watched any of my previous videos, you already know what it means. Anyways, so yeah, so as you can see, it provided the response, and we can go and chat with the thing, chat with the documents, and get all the responses. Okay, so let's actually test, let's connect this trigger here and let's test it. So now we'll ask the same question, but now instead of going to the vector shift, it will go to the Voiceflow native knowledge base. We can say again, hi, I have a product question. So now it will go to this, and now it goes to the another flow. What would you like to know? What product do you sell? Same thing, and we kind of have the same exact. We have gadgets in. Okay, so it's actually getting like this. So when we ask this question, instead of going to the next step, it actually loops us here, and it's basically responding not from the knowledge base but from this response. So that's why in the capture user reply, you need to set the intent listening to only intents in this step. Again, just so that you know, and we should be able to do that. I have a product question. Now if we say, what product do you sell, now it should go to the next step since it's not listening to the, yeah, so it's querying the knowledge base right now. Yeah, for some reason it takes a while. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, as you can see, right? So this is because the file is really big, so it's probably, having a hard time to actually processing it. So maybe if we even preview this and say, what product do you sell? What products no context might be right. Okay, yes. So this file is actually, so if we maybe go to GPT 4.0, so what I usually love to do is when we have such a big PDFs, so we like split it. So split PDF free. So we can actually, split this PDF into different chunks. And let's say we split it into custom range, range 1 to fixed range. Yeah, so maybe we have, okay, yeah, it's not the best one to show you split PDFs. Just don't want this video to take a while. It's not prepared, that it's not able to handle this thing. As you can see, it's split it up into just a separate split it into the equal parts, and we have, let's say, 5 parts. Save. And now we should have 5 different parts of this document. Well, I guess we're not gonna make it today since they have some problems on the back end. I guess, sorry, Voiceflow, I'm not gonna record another video and wait for you. So yeah, guys, it does happen. Again, since these are like no code and low code softwares, if we probably query this thing from the API, we wouldn't have like this problems. Not sure, maybe. But even if we preview, as you can see, I chunked down the file into 5 pieces, and if we just preview it right now, we're unable to reach the knowledge base. And even if we have, like, I basically have a project from yesterday when I was building a task manager in Trello, so it's the same thing, right? So anyways, but again, guys, I think you're familiar with Voiceflow, one, and second, if you're not, go watch my previous videos again. Additional motivation uh, to go and explore my channel. Anyways, I think you got the idea. So it will like give us a same kind of response. I'm not saying that when we are querying a vector shift, we're gonna get better responses. Now, we are like basically using the same model, and they actually read it like kind of similarly. So plus minus, it's going to be the same. The difference is in the complexity. As you can see, you can do the separate files, you can set the different URL loaders, and when you have a huge knowledge base, right? So here you can set the settings differently, right? So you answer multiple questions and expand the query. So it will automatically prepare the question of the user for this knowledge base to query it in a way that is more understandable for this knowledge base. Anyways, so there are a lot of things to explore in vectorshift, but let me actually show you how it's going to work in the URL. So we can just delete this thing, and if we connect this URL into the context, so this is like some like best supplements for man, just some random page with a lot of text. So if we connect it to the context, again, here's your question, respond, and the context use this URL. So it will dynamically read this URL and provide us their responses. So we need to deploy the changes. Obviously, we need to go back. Let's connect it here, and let's actually test it one more time. So we can say hi. Sorry, didn't wait. Jesus. Let's reload it. What's going on with Voiceflow today? Um, okay, I guess. So let's do this. Path is not connected. Okay, I think, guys, Voiceflow is broken. Have no idea what is going on. Let's check in yesterday's project. Check if it's gonna be the same thing. Okay, where's that? Nah. So let's add a block. Hello. Let's see if it's gonna work. Maybe it's just this assistant. It works. Okay. So what's up? Path is not connected. Greeting the user and how are you? So if we say hi, go here. Okay. Anyways, so I'm not sure what is going on. Let's start from here. Path is also not connected. Jesus Christ. Okay, guys. So I guess we're not gonna test it today. Let me check a few more things. Capture reply. So what if we do? Sorry. What if we do hi? We go here, and from here we are going straight to this. Okay, let's check this out. Mm, What are the best supplements? See if it goes through. Yeah, so there is something wrong with their, as you can see here. So it got this response. The best supplements include multivitamins. So it got the response from the API request, right? As you can see here, it changed the variable, but then it has a problem with displaying this through the response API. So I think they have some sort of a problem. And if we, let's say, connect it here, so we connect the simple text instead of, so we have this variable vs response. So if we display it here, vs response, it's not going to be structured properly, but I think you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So let's ask something like, uh, what is the best creatine supplement? What is the best creatine supplement? Again, sorry, it went through this since it's a specific question. And best creatine supplement. Okay. Hi. Again, let's do this. Oh, okay. So it's querying. Yeah, so it's listening for all of the intents. As you can see, it was like we asked the question, it goes to this intent. It like listening. When we ask the question again, it goes here. So it's the loop. That's why you need to, in the intent scoping, you only intents in this step. So if we started actually and say this, now it should go through. Yeah, it's sending the API request. Okay, 0. Why? This response, no. We were not able to query this. Last user utterance. So what if we say this and test this API response? Hey, give me a second. Okay, so I was testing this inside because when we are sending the API request by itself, right? So it's giving us 200, so it's successful, but it's not providing us the data back. So I was testing it inside the pipeline, and as you can see, there are API failed, tokens exceed the maximum tokens. So maybe if we change it to turbo, but I don't think that it's gonna help. Again, guys, sorry, it was pretty raw video. It's not like your YouTubers that have everything prepared. I don't have any scripts. I'm just going um, raw right away without any cuts. I think there will be some cuts in this video, but anyways, okay. I think let's actually. I'm super curious what's going on with Voiceflow. So if we go here, let's see if it's gonna work. No, it's not. Okay, something is going on their side, so I'm not gonna stop the video. Okay, guys, I think you got the idea. Again, to simplify it, vectorshift is really good software if you have the complex knowledge bases, or you have very specific flow. So it's not as hard. You can just build a very simple flow. You can provide the input, and you can provide the for the context either the file link or the whole knowledge base, and then you can query this pipeline through the API call, as you can see here. Just download the template and use it. You can change anything you want. Just keep in mind, so this is the last utterance from here that we are sending here. So this is like the question when we are asking what is the best supplement. It goes here, and it's getting the URL as the context. Okay, so yeah, and then it provides the response. Okay, I think, like, stay tuned. I will, like, because I have one video on my channel where I have very specific use case for an email processing thing through the, like, without actually using Voiceflow, through the in like only in vectorshift, because they have, and so they have a lot of different integrations, and really need software if they are going to continue to improve it, and they'll expand the team. Again, they have some money, so if they get additional round to expand the team, to expand marketing budget, so they'll eventually become more and more popular. um, Okay, but if you want to get this template, go into the first link in the description, provide me your email, and I'll send it to you. Thank you for watching. Peace.